in the tournament as well, of course. We're getting to the final map of the evening and indeed this series, and we'll have a look as Vitality will start on the T side. The knife has already finished. Not much to say on Dust 2 in terms of side bias. It is going to be Vitality sending all 5 players towards long. There will just be RPK to wait.
I thought they were baiting a little bit. That's dangerous because I thought maybe Yugi wanted to stay around. Now Valde, this is kind of an old school way of playing actually here, but they're not checking it, and flashbang to set it up for Valde. This is so good. Even gets the headshot mid-air there on MBK, trying to dodge it as best that he could, and Valde still being dangerous behind it. Oh, and they're just going to get shot down.
Wow. I didn't think it had much legs to it. It's, like you said, it's an old school approach, and we've seen it so many times behind that car.
Yeah.
But there it is. It works out perfectly. The flashbang couldn't be more spot on. As soon as it's thrown, Valde swings out, 2 kills, stays alive. His teammates start picking from all angles as well. No bomb planted. And North win their 3rd pistol of the series. They got 0 on Nuke, 2 on Inferno, and they've got the first hit on Dust 2. So they actually have the lead in terms of pistols in general. A little bit of damage on Cross. That couldn't have just been the Glock. Did 8 damage as he went over? I don't know.
I feel like it was, but do you remember on a previous version of this map, over at long where that car is, was it like a little plant or a little fire that was there?
It was a little bit of fire.
Yeah.
That enabled you to be camouflaged, essentially.
It's so ridiculous when people, like, sometimes people would sit there with a scout in some of these, like, you know, off rounds.
Yeah.
And you just peek out on long and you're like, oh, no one, and then you die.
And on CD pistols as well, you put someone down a pistol round,
yeah.
You get like 2, 3 kills sometimes. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I think the map got a reskin. Not only did it look quite ancient, it looks much better now. They haven't really played with the mechanics at all. It's pretty much the same map, a few small changes, and it still plays pretty well. Doesn't seem to be as popular anymore in terms of it being played at big tournaments.
Just need to change direction of those doors in B, Henry,
yes,
and we'll be good.
Absolutely.
We'll be good to go.
Gade, doors or not, he'll be going down quickly. He's the only player in towards B. This looks like a round for Vitality already. Might as well save.
Yeah, that happens really quickly. And I mean, there are a bunch of maps where if you lose a couple of players, you sort of want to save. I think Dust 2B is like, that's the ultimate one. You know?
Inferno's up there as well. We saw that a few times. If there's B bomb sites, they're usually like, well, it's a 5-on-4. It's probably not even worth going for it, depending on your money situation, of course. Hello. Valde will catch RPK out, knife out, trousers down. And it's going to be a couple of kills in return, so not a completely useless round here for North. They're going to save 2 weapons. They found 2 kills. So Vitality still need to maintain their focus. I think that's been a bit of an issue for them. AK.
Oh, juggling around some weapons.
Yeah, just making sure everyone's got what they need. Zyru opting for the AUG on the T side. 2-1. Oh, best spawn you can get for MBK there. You'll see him take that. Maybe we should focus on him in the next round. I'm sure he'll be interested. It was the French, really, who made that long spawn such a massive thing way back in the day. So, 2-1, MBK, like I said, likely to use his spawn. No reason not to. Don't get it every single round. He actually hasn't opted for the full commitment. So, just going to throw a flash over, bait out some utility. Scouts for Zywu. No sniper on the city side just yet. That looked dangerously close. Easy doesn't take any damage.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't try and run for it. Maybe he was worried about running into like a double grenade or something. But
yeah, it's not like a guaranteed kill or anything. It's just a good opportunity sometimes. Especially in these sort of rounds where you need a bit of an edge, you know. I would say go for it.
But they've lost MBK, so Valde actually took no damage getting that one. So now they're going to be grouping up on Catwalk instead, still controlling lower dark, and I guess for a while they haven't known anything about what's happening at long, but this seems like a great defensive setup for North for what's coming. If it is that way, it could be still running back to middle, I guess.
Execution looking likely here. 4 players towards short. They're dropping down in spawn. Kiabi seems like he has full control of the scenario. Somehow it's Alex that gets 1 in return, but he had to really dig deep for that one. And it will be Zywu left with just 4 HP and 3 kills to find. 40 seconds remaining. If he even gets a frag at this point, it'll be impressive, and it will be Yugi to take him out of the equation. North will bounce back.
That is actually just such a high-risk play for Kiabi to run up there.
Yeah.
Because he's running with his back turned, expecting a bunch of flashbangs, and if one of them just sort of peeks him, That's a large part of the defense gone. But it worked out very well. So 3-1. Only really letting Vitality have that sort of that one round.
Well, they've gone for the hero AK in the hands of Apex here. On his day, he can certainly make this work. We'll see if that's going to be his map. I'll send 3 players in towards B tunnels. Looks like a mid focus to me right now. Potential splits, but they have got the bomb towards top and middle, so anything can and will happen. Apex knows he has to challenge here. He'll smoke towards CT. Bomb still there. They do go through middle. Be 4 players through that choke point. Incendiary is very strong. They just have to go off it. And KRB, sure, he doesn't get a kill just yet, but he's got key information. Flash is decent. Now he can really swing out. Gets 2 kills, and he does damage to a 3rd. AZ will back him up. Looks to be a clean sweep. MBK can't find the 1 dig. And there it is. North 4-1 up on the CT side of Dust 2. They've got plenty of money in reserve as well. They don't have to reinvest really at all here. Money's not quite there for Vitality. Apex's AK, they needed the bomb plant at least Anders to get a strong buy here. That wasn't the case. They cannot afford an AWP unless Zywoo wants to go glass cannon again. He does. All right, fair play. They've got that long spawn once more. Alex might be more inclined to take it this time.
Yeah, we'll see. That's no smoke in the middle, and they're going to get tagged.
They're taking the spawn. Flashes over as well. Oh, they're strong. Louder though, with the incendiary down. Smoke on top as well. That's really well played. Good nade as well.
I mean, it'd be so much fun to rewatch some of that fight from Valda's point of view, because there were a lot of flashbangs in there. Yeah. Although one of them, I think, actually caught the corner when they were throwing it inside of the longhouse there. So I'm wondering. I mean, we'll never know that, but sometimes, like, even 2 or 3 flashbangs actually aren't enough. You know, you sort of have to find the right timing for it anyway. So.
Alex definitely had the advantage. He was the one who spotted him when he came out, and the flashes certainly were being pumped out, but he couldn't find the shot. Valda takes him down. It was a scrappy exchange, but it is the lead for the Danes once more. They've got 3 players towards B as well, and that's exactly where Vitality want to go. CT's looking very likely to pick this one up, but Zywoo's there with an AWP. Remember, no armor. So they have Gade, 30 HP back at the bomb site. Tucked in towards car is going to be AZ. And then we'll have KRB outside with the M4. He will be the linchpin, I would say. He'll have to patrol middle by himself, while the other 2 try and work in tandem. 30 seconds remaining now. He's going to drop any grenades they can to slow him down. That smoke is beautiful. That should win North the round, hands down, just with that 1 grenade.
Who gets a kill?
Oh, okay.
What a peek. That's so well done. Now, Gade. Well,
damn.
They're just all fighting one at a time.
I have no idea how that worked out. The smoke was down. You had that perfect setup. It looked really strong. And they preempt that player outside scaffolding, and somehow Vitality hit every single shot. That is insane. Oh, Valda. No.
I mean, he would have to sneak past so many people. This is... all right.
I thought there was a chance he'd like unscope or something. He'd walk in the bomb site. Yeah. I thought something was happening there.
That would have been great, wouldn't it? I mean, it's kind of shocking that they could have that many people. Yeah, so there we see it. This is so good. Great clip to be catching. Just because you see, like, how ineffective that flashbang was.
I was wondering where the 4th kill came from, so that answered it. Zywoo towards the crossover position.
But they had, what, like 3 or 4 people defending that B bomb site?
3 in B and then 1 crossover, yeah.
Yeah. And still, I mean, they all ended up fighting alone, right? There was no chance for any retaliation.
It just looks so good to me. The smoke down tunnels is like, yeah, that's it. I'm buying this. Looks great. But wasn't quite enough. There's Vitality on your screens right now. North, decent lead, but that round is going to be costly. It's going to be 4-2. They have 1 buy remaining this time. It's Yugi has to go glass cannon. Zywoo always willing to challenge middle. Really hope this battle warms up and we see them really go toe-to-toe in some key duels. We had Kenny S versus Guardian a few times last week. That was a lot of fun on Dust 2.
Yeah, I think we hyped up this potential battle between Yugi and Zywoo. It'd be really fun to see it actually play out if they can find each other. Yugi's got no armor and is roaming around over at long, so...
Yeah, what was so cool about that matchup I just mentioned is that Kenny S, it was like 2015 again. Kenny S was winning every single clutch against Guardian, but Guardian would get more opening picks. Like, it was so textbook in that regard. It was really fun. It really did feel like a blast from the past.
Whole tournament was like that, wasn't it? So, Now we've got a lot of interesting, new competition that I think is, but especially NRG, I think catching a couple of people off guard, taking down Furia earlier in the day, 2-0. That was interesting. It looks like they're going to try and go long, so they'll do the classic long and catwalk split.
Yes, they can smoke the corner as long as they really want to. I don't think that'll be the case. RPK joins them towards long. He's going to walk out and try and show presence from the short position. Smokes down on the bomb site here.
Oh, wow. Valde, he's going to come back and look in. Yeah, he had no idea about that timing. Now Yugi, that smoke might buy him a couple of seconds, but you can tell he's in so much trouble again. No armor on him, so a couple of more bullets and he's just gone. Kirby picks up one kill, and Yugi down the low ground. They know where he is, and he's going to get run down. That was really awkward timing. Was Valde trying to set up like a grenade for catwalk? I'm not sure.
I think they were just done. They knew it as well. The timing's gone wrong. The problem is if you ever lose long, you do need to reclaim territory. You can't just sit there on the bomb site because that pencil, like you just saw, it's so difficult to hold off. You need to be focusing. Let's put 2 men towards short, for example. Let's reclaim territory on the map. Yeah. Let's at least have short strong, and then we can retake the bomb site. If you're just sat there isolated on the site itself, it's a really difficult affair to bring that one back. You know, it's almost impossible. It's such a difficult hold, and I feel like North had to be a little bit more assertive in their CT defense. But either way, it's Vitality looking really good there, managing to find the sniper in the form of Yugi with no armor, like he said. He couldn't find a single kill. Smoked off, flashed off, pretty much everything going against him.
Would you have preferred a world in which Yugi and Valde traded places, so that Yugi's just holding that long corner with the orb anyway?
It's a pretty standard, like most teams run this setup, like FaZe, for example, run this quite a lot. They'll have Nico, the car, the orb, and they'll have Neo in the pit. And a lot of teams are using that right now. And because the orb is so impactful, right, and long, it's only really a conversation at the start of the round. Like, you won't see many teams try and take that position after, like a minute or so. It's not that kind of choke point. So I don't mind it so much. You want your kind of, not necessarily a support player there, but someone who's just happy to hold a position when they're not going to find a ton of kills and who's capable of landing the grenades and might necessarily have the most exciting game. But either way, yeah, you can definitely mix things up and get the orb there just to kind of shy them away from the spot. More damage through the doors, this time Valde taking it. It is pretty much a full eco for them, so won't have a massive effect on the round outcome. This might do, though. It's going to be MBK. Flashed. Oh, he's actually expended all his bullets. Going for those wall bangs. They could find a second kill here. ZywOo happy with that. He'll just fall back. Yugi's got the rifle. No Kevlar though, and it's Clarence T-spawn. Ooh, RPK. One more miss bullet. I feel like that could have been enough. 3-on-3. AK for Gade. Kiabi pushing T-spawn. With Valde, I should add.
Yeah, Gade still needs to win this fight to slow them down. I think if Gade goes down, then that T-spawn push probably won't be there in time, and he's going to get the straight headshot on Apex. That's huge. Doesn't see anyone else either, so going to fall back, and now that push really going to be working out. Again, Gade right now, it's just about time for him. If he had a smoke, that'd be so good, but grenades or flashbangs all he has, and he's pushed up all the way. They just don't even see it coming. Now it's RPK, and they've picked up that Krieg along the way.
This is a big moment. RPK, fake plant, won't do too much from them. Neither of these players have armor. Bomb goes.
They have a Molotov though.
Down, yeah. They might want to deploy that right now, which they have. It's not going to save the round just yet. 1 versus 1. RPK might have the advantage in terms of the armor situation. As soon as he lands a bullet, Kiabi will have a difficult time to readjust, but they win it. And it's another disastrous round for Vitality in that regard. Spamming the bullets towards long. MBK gives up 30. And before they even commit around the corner, he comes around reloading. And at that point, they give away a rifle. And Apex not joining his teammates. He was waiting for them to take long. He gets challenged towards short, loses out on the duel. Gade gets second on the bomb side as well. Really big round from North. 5-3. They maintain their lead. Double up set up for the first time as well after winning the Eco round. Oh, they have like USBs and stuff around. AZ will be dropped. MBK with the orb this time. They're going to try and push off it. Gade was great in the previous round. Can he replicate it?
With the AUG alone, this is almost impossible. Even if he gets one of those kills, they're just going to be running him down. So immediately saving the rifles on the other side makes perfect sense. I don't know how to think about this in my mind, because like that last round from Vitality, there's part of me it's frustrating because I think they shouldn't be losing those rounds. There's no reason to. But there's another part of me that thinks, well, that's so easy to fix, you know, like they can fix that from one day to another almost. Just like a mental checkup, you know.
If you're consistently losing those sort of rounds, it may be better you lose them now instead of in the semi-finals, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a wake-up call. This is not a good-looking Vitality right now. The rounds they're giving up and advantages they're throwing away, like it's difficult to watch sometimes. Inferno had a lot of it. Dust 2, that wasn't the worst one. It was a really nice round from Gade, but I only really comment on it when they don't give themselves the biggest chance to winning the round. Sure,
Yeah.
like nice shots are always going to happen in this sort of environment, but if you're challenging by yourself and you're giving away rifles, like you got to ask why that's happening.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, there are other kinds of mistakes you really can't fix from like one day to, and like let's say your map pool is too small and you need like a fourth or a fifth map that you're pretty good at playing so you can get a better veto. It's like you're not going to change that in the middle of a tournament, you know? It's not possible for you to just pick up a new map and suddenly be better at it. But the kind of stuff that we're seeing here from Vitality, in my opinion, that can change pretty quickly. So that might be hopeful. That might mean that, you know, tomorrow they might look like a quite a different team potentially, unless they obviously just make it through here and go to the playoffs. Then
We will
it's even
see.
better.
It's on a knife's edge right now, that's for sure. Not much separating them. Dust 2 doesn't really lean one way or the other, I would say specifically. Depends on the matchup and how they kind of compare stylistically.
I think the main trouble some teams have on Dust 2 is that if they are a team that's generally sort of fans of having aggressive CT sides, that can be a little bit rough on this map, right?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of teams like to push up a B, for example, and try and get map control. A lot of teams shy away from it.
Wow.
But anything but shy here, Vitality, they are going to call. AZ, what are you up to?
He was just checking the scaffolding. Got to make sure that all that work safety.
I think he was maybe setting up a bounce flash for his teammate. That's all I can think of. Like it lands, like bounce off the wall into pop flash. But either way, they had no idea middle was a possibility. That's a difficult one. Especially if a player like AZ is going down with a nade in his hand, just didn't have any idea. And that's great, because North just took a tactical timeout, I believe, as well. And so you just chuck in one of those rounds just when you think they're adjusting or maybe mixing things up. Yeah, why not hit them with one of those rounds? I think Vitality even missed the smoke they wanted to throw. Or maybe that was a CT smoke, I'm not sure. But it looked like whatever smoke was there.
CT spawn, right?
Yeah, it might be the crossing smoke, I'm just thinking now. Like looking at it, it might be the CTs through that.
Yeah, it could be, but definitely it was off. Nice setup. Quick flashbang to get rid of Valda.
That's one thing I think we need in CS, just like in the spectator go TV, just have it so the smoke have a faint outline. Oh wow, they get all the kills to know that. You get a faint outline, so there's a CT smoke, it's got blue outline around it. This T got a small, faint yellow outline, just so we know.
You know, we're doing that in Skybox, Henry, so...
oh, check it out now, Skybox.gg. Available on all platforms. iPhones, Androids,
it's all of it.
PlayStations.
PlayStation, Xbox,
Sega Genesis on there too, check it out.
We've coded it for actually everything.
We've kind of retrofitted it on every home console ever made. Apart from the Atari 5200, that one wasn't available.
Apex that's a good position to be in. Although I'm pushing middle as well. Thought he had a little bit of backup in the background. That was a clean shot from Alex. You like to see that every once in a while, just a nice little AK burst. So an attempt from North was made, and it was pretty swiftly shut down. So Vitality, they're going to be in the lead now. Unless, of course, Gade can do one of us. You never know.
I think it's safe to say he won't be winning this, but sure. So you can see how tentative Vitality are being right now. That is like, all right, this is the one we can't give up. This is the one that we're going to guarantee.
I know we've been saying that they shouldn't be making a mistake, but now I've changed my mind, Henry. Just move. Get across the map, you know.
Yeah, maybe being a little bit too cautious here. Either way, it's fine. They're going to win the round. You've got to respect it. Taking it seriously. Nice idea from Gage. He's trying to push through, and they might not be looking at him because the force field of the Molotov's down. But either way, it's North. Back on their feet financially. I didn't quite spot the money fully. I think it's about 4K to 4,500 per player. Maybe a little bit higher than that in some regards, but still not the best buy. And we'll see how it looks overall. So no kits here. Yugi glass cannon. They do have 4 rifles, but no incendiaries. So yeah, difficult round. You might see something like a short boost for the AWP or something like that. As they cross over safely. Nothing really changed that much. Kiabi's focusing towards middle this time to avoid that fast mid presence. And RPK isn't slowing down. Tank's found some footing. Not for long though. You're going to take him down. Needs to double kill here. Remember, got no armor.
He's got nobody holding long either, so this push from Kiabi is huge. Otherwise, by a little bit of time, maybe Yugi still might get shot at the back. He will by MBK. That was a nice lurk out there. AZ, just as the smoke went up, he must have seen Apex just the last second. Now Saiwu going to be putting down the bomb, but they're right on top of him. There are a lot of cool things that round. So I think Saiwu flashed middle as the rest of the Vitality team were rushing Catwalk. And I think the way that works out is the North player who was actually there, he gets flashed and actually can't hear them like running Catwalk for a little bit at least. So that kind of helps out a little bit, you know, just delaying that call that they're going to be rushing. Now they still won the round, but that was a nice little trick, I thought, from Vitality if you're going to be making that kind of a rush. They have a lot of money to work with, so double AWP, though, now on the CT side.
Absolutely true. Double AWP.
Double the fun?
Double the fun, for sure. They picked it up from the previous round with 2 players surviving, Yugi and AZ. They don't really have a secondary AWPer in this team, I suppose. AZ's always kind of filled in that role the last year or so. He doesn't bring it out all the time, but he's more than capable. He's got very good aim. Default round, very definition of it from Vitality here. You can see 2 tunnels, 2 middle, 1 outside long. That is just the hard-coded default of Dust 2 T side. And a default, if you're not aware, this means like your kind of go-to operation at the start of a round. How are you going to spread out across the map and eliminate them rushing middle, for example, or pushing it towards B? You got everything covered. You wait maybe 20, 30 seconds, confirm that they're just holding standard positions, then you can go into your strategy.
Yeah, and I mean, there are obviously some rounds where you would start out and you would say, well, listen, we have a plan from the get-go and we're going to follow through with it. But there are other rounds where you say, well, actually, let's just see what we find out.
Run the default. There normally is an objective generally, like most defaults in Dust 2 lead towards, let's get some control towards short, right?
Yeah.
Or let's hold up and we'll go into our mid-split. Like, you definitely can say things like that.
Look at the smoke here. That's going to block Valde. Yeah, he's alone now. Unless Yugi tries to really risk it, or NPK, he had the idea to check it, but he didn't really follow through.
That position works way too often, I swear, it feels like.
Yeah.
It always is like kind of checked in a half-assed manner, but it seems to always find a kill. There we go, though. It's going to be a 5 versus 3. Gade, I love this. This is a really intelligent play. They've smoked in front of these tunnels. They've answered back with smoke, and there's that 1 meter gap where you can actually get vision. And you see a lot of players do that these days, and it always seems to work out. Zaiwu, that hasn't worked for him, though. He'll be stuck there as all the bullets rain through, and it's going to be 2 rounds in a row for North. The double AWPs that are working out nicely for them. And Gade as well. He gets his 10th kill of the half. They've gone up 7-6. Tactical timeout for Vitality. Their money is still intact, but it's been whittled down.
I'll say this, though. If you are going to be, we're talking about the default, right?
Sure.
Like, so in that round, I at least couldn't tell any information that Vitality got that made them think, you know, we're going to, I mean, maybe they thought if we put MBK long and he wins a fight, then we'll be at B. But it seems like
that's
once
such
he
a massive
died,
gamble, isn't it?
It's a massive gamble. And so I feel like what you should be doing, preferably if you have that kind of a default, you should, like, let's say you get some info. You're like, oh, they've used like a couple of smokes here, so we know there's a couple of players. And you know, from then we have some sort of insight into what kind of setup they might be running. You know,
you're really banking on MBK getting at least 1 kill. If he gets nothing, there's no longer any presence towards A. There's nothing to really suggest there's more danger on that side of the map. You're right. So if you're going to take long, sure, that long corner smoke's really cool, but you ideally want to smoke it twice, flash the player in towards pit with lots of backup, but then you can fall back in towards your B play. Once they've lost vision towards long, that's my favorite way to do it on this map. But Vitality certainly threw caution to the wind, and Valde's doing the same here. He gets a massive advantage in his position. You see that light on the floor? You can actually see his shadow as they walk up to it. So they need to be very careful. They're going to challenge along doors. They need to flash through first. MBK, oh, he's got enough. I didn't think that would be a clean kill, but the first clip, first spam, he gets it.
Slightly deflating for Valde, you have to imagine.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. Yugi crouching in and standing up just at the end. Alex goes down, but they're not ready for it. They could have both been dead. That's a huge turnaround for Yugi.
Yeah. They throw the incendiary, and Apex is like, you know what? If you got it from the incendiary, you're probably falling back and repositioning. I will do what I can with it. Yugi with 2 fantastic frags. 50 seconds remaining, still a 3-on-3, but all of the Vitality players towards upper right now. That smoke has pushed them right back, and they're going to have to readjust, work out what they can do with this. Kiabi patrols mid doors. They have 1 smoke, 1 flash, and a Molotov. That is it. And we're going to go first. There's an example of that shadow. We're talking about toward long. Happens in that position too. If you're not aware, at CSGO, you cannot see your own shadows. So sometimes it's easy to forget that fact. Gade,
where did the bullet go?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like there was a couple of kills there where it was dead set. But it's North winning the half once again on the CT side of Dust 2. They've done a great job to finally break the money, but it's round 15. Clean kill from MBK. He's got to be very happy with that.
Some of these moments, I mean, Yugi, especially with that second kill, saving them quite a bit now. 8-6, moving into round number 15 here. And, a bit awkward for Vitality that this is what they have. I think North are going to be very happy about these 9 rounds. I think that's really going to do a lot for them. So we'll see. Yugi over a long... They've got everything here on the North side to deal with this final round. Some of those B-splits have worked out well. Maybe they want to try it again, Vitality. They're clearing out Catwall. You kind of usually want to do that.
Yes, so that's the idea of the default, right? You want to take vision away from the CTs. Sure is a good way to do that. Oh, the nade is a good way to inflict damage as well. The Alex down to 64. Oh, another one comes in. This one, not as detrimental, but still significant. So nice work from North at the start. If you're doing over 20 damage, you've achieved, done a good job.
They are going to split, aren't they? The bomb's still an upper.
Yeah, but they got the scout to find the entry. 80's out of the orb, like...
Yeah, but there's nobody in CT spawn, so if they do it, those 2 players on B, that's Gate and AZ, they could, if they get like a nice smoke down in doorway and just control windows possible, and they're going to be jumping down, in fact. Sai, we're not going to catch anyone, and they're going to be rushing their way through. There's Apex going down. Gate up close once again. That's going to shut part of it down. It's great defense being put up here.
I like that from North. You could see that focus towards the tunnels. Like you said, they got no information in the middle, so they might as well get Gade up close and personal. Instead of them sitting at car and back at side, trying to challenge really awkward choke points, they've smoked the tunnel. They've got the player in there. They've managed to really assert their dominance, and Alex has got 0 chance of winning this. 20 seconds, encroaching on half health, and he maybe gets 1, but it's easy to close things out. North really are on their feet at this point. They've won the CT pistol, and they close it out with 4 rounds in a row as well. It's coming up to the final half of the evening, and North are in the lead, looking to book themselves a place in the semi-finals. Will it happen? Well, you're going to have to find out after this break.
We've made it to the final half here at the best-of-3 winners match at the ECS finals, and it's been exciting so far. I feel like North got away with a better trade in that first half. 9 rounds on the CT side of us too.
What a day it's been for them as well. You look back to the first game for them of the day, they were 14-3 down against MIPR. It looked like that tournament was going to be another disappointment, but here they are, the upper hand, looking to book themselves a place in the semi-finals, Anders. What an up and down day it's been.
Truly has. I feel like that would be surprising, wouldn't it, if NRG and North are the two teams to make it out here?
Out of everyone here, yeah, for sure.
Not many people would have seen it coming.
Long take from North. All 5 players there. We're seeing this a lot. They've got 2 smokes for the crossover, and they do indeed have 2 PT50s. For that reason right there, Anders. I don't even have to explain why.
No.
They've got them. That's why.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yes.
Oh my God. He got absolutely shut down. Now they're setting up for a bit of a flashbang here to retake it. Saiwu going to get one good headshot, but is there more to follow? Yugi takes one, and Apex really wants to get through and help out, but there are so many people on the other side. More than Saiwu could handle. Apex, don't you dare do it. He's really thinking about it. It's a disgrace, isn't it? If you land one of those shots, you never really feel like you're right clean, do you? No.
Never the same man again.
No.
Once you get one of those on LAN.
Yeah, it's a different world afterwards, you know.
Especially if it's a 1v1 as well.
Strangers high five you in the street.
Yeah, exactly.
All those things.
Double digits first for the Danes. $2,000 pretty much on the nose for Vitality. They're going to have to buy up next round and take this one on the chin. No deagle, even for Apex. One flashbang. They cross over mid. They boost 2 towards short. Zaiwu with a flash. He is in short. I don't think that will be a massive talking point. Here it comes. Timing actually could be spot on.
Yeah, they're really thinking about it, aren't they?
Now he needs to fly. Flash now, please.
Oh, he was too late. He was
no, it's fine. It's fine. It works. For what? Like,
man.
to be honest with the situation, it's actually not looking too bad. It's done some serious damage. Yugi's down to 1 HP. Oh my God, they could actually lose this.
They could definitely lose this. Now they're pushing in, but again, there's nothing but headshot angles here. Just one bullet right now connecting would be huge. NBK a little bit too aggressive, and that's going to leave Alex. Okay. There was a real chance.
Yeah, way too messy. But North win it. That's all that matters. They keep 3 up. It's actually not too bad. You're on the T side, but the guns do come out for the CTs now.
It's one of those rounds where you sort of reflect and you think, man, if we had forced with this, CCs or something, that would have been...
Could have been enough.
Could have been something.
Well, they get at least a bit of a cash injection. The only thing they bought there was a flashbang. That's $200. You get a kill, 300. They got 3 of them. Oh, they got 2, sorry. So it helps a couple of players out, you know. They've got smokes, flashbangs, no kits, no incendiaries, no sniper. But North with the residual Mac 10 and Galil. Pretty much anyone's around here. Give a slight edge to North. As they head towards lower B, they've got the bomb outside long for now. And it'll be Kiabi holding the upper tunnels. Time to the CD set up. 2A, 2B, 1 middle. Classic as you like. Alex to patrol the mid double doors.
Significantly harder for him to do much if they go for one of those B splits. If he gets smoked off, he sort of has to either try and hide or just try and re-engage. But it looks like they're going to be trying to take that long control, and they were so focused on the mid. Oh,
I thought they missed a smoke there. I can see on the minimap right now. It looks like they both threw the same smoke in this position instead of segregating them completely. Either way, though, Gade, he'll open things up. He is kind of stuck in towards the position outside the window right now, the scaffolding. Apex will keep himself alive, at least for now. It looks like Vitality have done enough.
I think...
Oh, the bomb's going towards A?
Yeah, they've thrown them for a huge fake, but there are, look at this, 2 smokes, 2 and a Molotov left
He can
still.
go that long now. If you Molotov spawn, he can definitely cross.
Yeah, maybe he could shoot them in the feet right here if they walk through. He's going to see them a fair while before they see him. There's going to be one big kill, but low on health. That Molotov, though, they're actually all down there. He's going to get one more shot taking down Saiwu. What have they done here? Now Valda holding the corner, and that could have definitely worked out.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That was intense.
Yeah, that got scary for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah, if they didn't have the smoke to extinguish that Molotov with no kit, that really could come right down to the wire. It's kind of close now, even when they did extinguish it.
Can we see the replay of, was it Apex getting a kill in B? Was he hiding in I think he was hiding in that corner. I think that kill was set up by a T-sided flashbang. I think Gade or somebody from outside of B threw his flashbang in that flashed the T player coming through the tunnel, and Apex just peeked in as he was turned around.
I didn't catch it. Sounds possible. Plausible.
I think that happened.
We're going to get it next round. So, there you go.
Go production team.
Yeah, you got some of the best in the business here.
Now, if I'm wrong, it'll be obviously embarrassing. But also funny.
Yeah, if it's a completely useless clip. There's nothing what you said.
Yeah, absolutely none of it is true. I just completely hallucinated the whole incident.
Well, this is
Henry is great.
this is an important round, and as you can see, North will have to buy what they can, and it's off the back of Valda's plan. Like the fact he gets a couple of kills, the bomb down. They've got themselves in a great spot. Gade adds to it. Oh my goodness, 2 kills towards Shore. 5 versus 3. Now you don't want to panic here if you're North. A side is actually open. There's just one player there. That's going to be Zywoo.
You wait for
I
long.
say only, but he's done for. They've actually given it up. Well, can I send the money, please? Let's see where they're at. Oh, it's not great. They have no loss bonus either. Oh, this is huge. This will be 12-7 with an almost guaranteed eco. You save an MP9 and an AUG. That doesn't really justify a force, does it? Oh my goodness. I would say, like, considering they're going to be double eco anyway, they probably have to force Aranders. Oh, it's such a difficult situation. This is about as bad as it gets.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Oh, you don't even want to take this kill of your Apex already? Because you get that, and, well, fair enough. Second shouldn't have been his, but he did a great job of making it a possibility.
Yeah, maybe even here for NBK. If he gets close enough to the ledge here, maybe he could catch a couple of people with the submachine gun. They don't have to move beyond this point. I mean, you can actually stay up on catwalk, like all the way up. You just stand sort of nearly on the bomb side, and you'll be fine.
Well, NBK gets an AUG somehow, so they will be buying this. I'm almost certain of it now. They have to, really. You got 2 AUGs, you got to go for it. Here's the replay, Anders.
Yeah, I think that's. So I think there's a flashbang behind Apex that's from a teammate. I'm not sure if we're 100% going to know, but
there it is.
I'm pretty sure. It wasn't as impressive.
No, didn't
we need
really.
like the full demo replay. We need somebody to help me out, you know.
If Chad was still here, I would say he'd be working on it.
Chad is a very hard worker, isn't he? Putting all of us to shame.
Indeed. You don't like to see that. We're more of the turn up and see what happens kind of people, you know. This
is why I think Chad is a great friend. It's because he does all the hard work and everything, and sort of really stays on top of things. But he stays like a sort of a deep level of misery throughout all of it. So you know, so even though you are being outdone in work ethic, you still feel like you're winning a little bit. You know.
I know what you mean.
It's good, you know.
Well, it's not too bad for Vitality considering their money was wrecked and they had an MP9 and an AUG. They now have 2 AUGs, courtesy of those 2 kills from Apex, and 2 scouts. Like, sure, it's not great, but it's workable.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, they did this Vitality when they're on the T side now, and North want to try and do the same, rushing out the middle very quickly, and Alex now he's realizing, actually falling for the back. That works out so well. That's kind of a little bit of a throw of the dice. Now they do peek back in, and that could have gone horribly wrong. AZ and then Gay to follow up, and over at long it's Valde. And that's a scout, I think, down there. That might be tricky. NBK, he should have already been dead, and it's just a second more, and he is.
They got a couple of kills, but it doesn't do much for them. That's a force buy as well.
How does it... I'm so confused.
Go on.
They win those 2 kills outside of B, and then it's like they can't slow down the round. It just keeps on going.
Yeah, it's the pounce towards A. As soon as they get those 2 kills, there's quick kills on towards that short area. And this is like nightmare fuel now. Yeah. Vitality, you have to take it at full eco. You're 13-7 down. Almost guaranteed to be 14 unless someone just goes absolutely nuts with Deagles. They'll send 5 players towards long. They've smoked the mid doors. There you go. Thank you, Sliggy. And this means you don't have the information they've stacked A.
Yeah.
But still, doesn't really do that much for you. Especially when you know they're eco and you see a smoke and you know that you've worked at their money and you've sat there and gone, right, they're going to be full eco here. They've just force bought. They've got second stage loss bonus. If they throw a smoke middle, it's actually quite telling of what's going on. You wouldn't bother. If you were eco, you wouldn't bother buying it, right? So no, I like this call from North. It's a very good read.
Yeah, definitely had the right idea, and there's no reason to give up much of anything at this point. Just sort of stay a little bit grouped up and make sure you don't just start hunting for kills too early.
Yeah,
that was a good time for it.
Certainly an educated guess, but you got to believe in your in-game leader. You know, you got to sit there and say like, he's worked this one out. He's made that call. Seems a bit scary going up against pistols towards B, but it's a really strong call. Nice work for North. They didn't rush it either. Just to know they waited for the initial aggression. Didn't hear any nades. If you hear no nades in towards B, there's no smoke, no flashes, and they've already smoked mid doors. Something fishy's happening there, right? Like, why would you invest in that smoke and then throw nothing at the start? Why would you not try and block them with a flash or anything like that? So, nice work. Last life now for Vitality. They've got 1 AUG. Sorry, 4 AUGs, 1 AWP, and they have no kits right now. So, Zywoo, glass cannon. Can't really justify challenging the T-spawn position. He'll go towards long this time. Smoke down with the CT, so allow him to get towards the pits. You can see this nice smoke as well. It has a pretty strong gap towards blue bin to allow you to challenge and lull the T side into a false sense of security. Flash is even better. RPK, lucky Kiabi didn't fully commit to that with a swing. They need one round for series points. If they can convert it, they'll be in the semi-final after being 14-3 down. Pretty insane.
It's really hard to believe, especially because I just feel like we don't really know where North is right now as a team. They're just all over the place a little bit.
Well, everyone was saying earlier when they were 14-3 down, you know, everyone's like, oh, they're looking so bad right now. It's not coming together. Yeah. All of a sudden, they come back and win it, of course. Now they might be in the semi-final. Kind of nuts.
A real journey that they've taken us all on today. So much to be gained if they could do this. You were also pointing out you get sort of a day off, so that in itself is a nice little gift there. Alex holding close to the middle with the Org. A couple of people behind the door on the other side. Scary for Alex if they come through, or if they start spamming that door, he's going to be in trouble. But it seems like they're not going to do that. They want to be silent. Actually, all of them. Oh, and Alex peeking in. Did he just get the info they needed? I think he's heard them running. This might actually be huge. 25 seconds left. And they're still going for it, still committing to it. There's AZ going down, although Alex got dropped on by Gade. And one good flashbang here is going to ruin Saiwoo's day a lot. He can't turn around in time, and Gade will follow it up. That's great teamwork.
Yeah, really strong round here from North. I'm enjoying this. They've calculated everything. They're not taking any huge risks. And RPK, he'll have to do what he can from the car. There's the first kill. Nails it, but Yugi, he'll track him down. Oh, the Molotov, that ruins everything. Apex might have had a small chance in this one, but now he's got to wait for the longest 7 seconds of his life. Finally, that will expire. He's going to have to commit. Too many angles to check, and North have got series points. I don't even think they're a maximum loss bonus yet. Oh, they are. So they'll get 3,400. That even kind of backs my point up. Oh, we've got the flash look at.
This production team is doing absolutely everything. So let's see. Let's see. There's the flashbang, and he has to turn around before he gets killed. They did him.
I see what you mean. Okay.
They did him in.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. That's a good spot. I didn't see that. That's why you're here.
Still, yeah, that was the one thing all day.
I like
Can
it.
I get paid now, Henry?
Like, now we've seen it, it makes a lot more sense. I see exactly what you mean. So there you go. Team flashes.
Yeah,
Watch out for 'em.
You hate to see it happen, don't you? The thing is that would be fun is to ask Apex if he sort of oh, they're flashing me, I'm going to try and use it. If that was the level, we obviously can't know that, but
no, I think it was just a perfect storm almost.
I'd say that's likely, but you know.
Well, this could be where it all ends. Oh, they've got full access to the A site. And fair enough, it's not like Vitality doing anything wrong here. They've got nothing, you know. They've got scouts again.
Yeah. Saiwoo's going to be very upset. He's going to turn around. Even if he gets, like, the first shot off on somebody, but yeah, it's all done.
That's going to scare the crap out of you as well. You feel like you're safe, and all of a sudden that happens. That's one of the ones you just jump out of your chair. Maybe for the final time today, because this one looks like it's done, Anders.
It really does. It's hard to imagine how this will work out. They do not have a kit. They can't make it through middle.
Scouts through mid doors.
It's just... It's not looking good. RPK in a 1 versus 5. And it's going to be Kiabi to take the final shot there, bringing North all the way through to the semi-final. 16-7 on the final map, and bringing down